James Dutton for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined here in Las Vegas with Keith Hunter. Keith, how you doing?
Man, I'm terrific. I'm just getting out the ring.
Absolutely. Just seen you have a little sparring session there. How was it? Talk us through. You're in camp currently. You're fighting next weekend. How's camp gone?
How's camp going? Camp is going good. I got a good notice ahead of my fight. So, man, my sister said it best. You know, my gas tank is up, and I just got to keep my ego down.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned your sister. You come from a fighting family. Got your brother there, Michael, who's heavyweight, a little bit bigger than yourself.
Yeah, correct. My father was a heavyweight too, and I have their height, but not their weight. So.
Absolutely. You're super lightweight. Is that right?
Yeah, welterweight. I dropped down from 47 to 40.
Fantastic. And obviously you're fighting next weekend. Malik Hawkins, what do you know your opponent? He's 18-0.
Yeah.
What sort of threat does he bring to yourself?
Man, he's another 6-footer. He's tall, and the threat that he actually has, which is unique for a tall guy, he fights really well in the pocket. You know, tall guys, it's hard for us to really stay in the pocket and trade, but he has somehow evolved, really. So that's what he brings in, that may be a little bit better than me at certain spots, but I'm confident all the way.
And are you relishing the opportunity to fight somebody who has got those different abilities?
One more time? I'm sorry.
Are you relishing the opportunity to fight someone who's got those different abilities?
Yes, of course, because that if you don't fight people who have different attributes than you, especially kind of with the same mold, then you won't evolve. So that's where I like to really test myself, because I think that I'm the best in the game right now. So.
So we mentioned your brother there, Michael. He's making a good name for himself at heavyweight division. Right. What's it like? You're both in the same gym. Obviously he's your brother. How was it like growing up with him and both in boxing?
Man, I loved, my older brother is really my superhero. He opened so many doors for me that made it a little bit easier. He's a real true brother, and I think he molded my toughness. I used to always get in there with him. I was, a really skinny kid, and he was kind of a bigger, heavier set kid. So me just sparring him a lot of the times, just made sure that I could take a punch. Sometimes we got into a little brother rivalry, and he put it on me a little bit, but he managed not to hurt me. He could, but he managed to not hurt me, and that I found out a lot about myself with my brother. Man, I love him.
Absolutely. You mentioned that he sort of helped you. He's opened a few doors for you. Yeah. How did he do so?
Man, just any way that a big brother could, inside that ring and outside that ring. He's always made sure that I didn't really have to go through the same adversities that he had, because after our father died, he had to step up really early, at 18 and really turn a man, and he just kind of been a father figure at moments in time. So I can't express the appreciation and gratitude towards my bigger brother.
And you mentioned your father. What sort of inspiration was he to you? He was a boxer as well, as you mentioned. What did he do to influence you and Michael?
Yes, man. He didn't really get his justice that he got before he went out, and he made sure I didn't follow his footsteps, but the passion just consumed me too much. So a lot of people didn't really see, his light that he did carry, and since I seen it like that, then it sparked something in me to just carry it on for him, his legacy. So.
Absolutely. Is that what inspires you and motivates you to continue now? So you're currently undefeated. Is that what makes you want to succeed in the sport?
Yes, man. Like I said, I have a tattoo on my chest, the same tattoo that my father had. So, man, I'm carrying his energy every time, all the time, because, like I said, he didn't really get his shine to get his out. So he left a seed here, which is me. And if I can be great, then I can elevate my pop's name through me, because he wasn't able to do it in his time. So that's why it consumes me, the passion.
And now, without overlooking Malik Hawkins, what is your plans for 2020 and what are your ambitions and goals for this year?
You never overlook anybody. You want to stay in the present moment at all times, so you can assess everything at that moment. So without overlooking him, I think I'm the best, tallest guy in my division, I definitely want to, at the end of this year, right now, because I'm campaigning at 140, I want to do everything that I can at 140 and let them know that I'm that one, and then, take a step up, because I originally felt comfortable at 47. So by the end of this year, I want to do everything that I can and give to the 40-pound division.
And what makes you think that you're the best at that division? What What makes you different to the rest?
Good question. Good question. I just think, like I said, I come from a third line generation, and that helps me jump a little bit. And also with my own experiences, my feet as a tall guy, I think there's a lost art as a tall guy, like the Tommy Hearns and other figures that we have gotten away from, head movement and then also feet movement. Like I said, my opponent, his feet is in the mud a lot of the time, and he's not moving his head correctly, and I don't have that problem. And then also I can punch. So, if you put everything together, it's beautiful poetry in motion. So that's what I'm about to display.
Mentioned he was campaigning at 147 welterweight, great division at the top there. Why the move down to 140 for yourself?
It was really advised to me, and then it made a lot of sense. You want to try to start as low as you can without, putting mileage on yourself and depleting yourself, and then you build more of a legacy if you go down and then go up. So it was just a smart move by me and my team. I really wanted to stay 47, but it made a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Now, you've come down the weights. Your brother went up the weights from cruiserweight up to heavy. Yeah. Do you plan on going back up again in the future?
Yeah, I mean, the at the end game of it all, I want to just keep moving up as much as I could, and really just leaving a good legacy and leaving at the proper timing. A lot of fighters they leave their fight in that ring. I don't want to really be that. So I just want to properly move up, maybe to 54, way down in the future, and see how it goes from there.
Absolutely. Now, we mentioned earlier, your father's passing, and you want to leave his legacy, and that motivates you. What would you advise anybody who's looking to start out in boxing or any sport really? What would you say give them any tips to motivate them to make that first step?
Man, making the first step, you just got to keep getting in that gym and putting in hard work consistently. Nipsey Hussle said it best. Don't worry about your pace. Just make sure you finish that cross line. Finish that, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you finish your race, and don't worry about your pace. You understand me? So you just keep going in there, and you will evolve at whatever you're doing if you just put consistent time and being true with yourself. You will evolve in anything that you're doing, because human beings are that smart. And a lot of times we get clouded by that, by our egos and by our conditions and our surroundings. But if you just stay true to your heart, you can do whatever, truly. And, Kobe said it best, Nipsey Hussle said it best.
Absolutely. Now, there is a big heavyweight fight this weekend, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Right. Break that down for us, give us a little prediction on that. Who do you think wins? How do you see it going?
Man, that is tough, because it's really who shows up the best prepared. You got Wilder with the amazing confidence, and I mean, he is always elevating. He has, he's learning. He doesn't have the great skill, but every time he steps in that ring, he's putting a different attribute to himself. Plus with that power, but Tyson Fury already has that movement, and he's already has the sauce in there with him, and he can take a punch. So it's just how well is Fury able to evade and get his off. Man, I don't know the prediction on that one. That's too close. That's too close. I wouldn't put my money on it, though. I wouldn't put my money on it.
And how far do you feel your brother is away from that level?
Man, he's already right there. He went to the Olympics twice, and the second time, he was already in the Olympics with Wilder and everything. So, he's already has all the pedigrees and everything. He's just not getting, he's succumbing to, the heavyweight has a lot of people, and they're not really giving him the attention. So he just has to keep getting these guys out of there and get more respect, and that's about it.
He's been very vocal. He wants Dillian White. He wanted the Povetkin rematch.
Right.
Why do you think these guys aren't facing him, and what do you want for your brother?
Man, I want him to get all his justice and all the opportunities that he truly wants. He started out as a heavyweight, so now he's there back again in the professional ranks, and I think he deserves all the big names, the Joshuas, the Wilders, the Tyson Furies, everybody. He really deserves, a shot at that, because time, it's just time and patience.
Would he like to avenge his one defeat to Usyk now Usyk's at heavyweight?
Right, I can't really speak for him, but of course I know he need that back, and I'm pretty sure, you know, like I said, in the heavyweight division, it'll be a lot different, you know, because he made sure when they did face at cruiserweight that his body and his physique was the best I ever seen it, but he depleted himself. He turned vegan, he converted vegan, so he didn't have the energy fuels off of normally eating, you know, meats and proteins. So now that he's jumped up to heavyweight, you know, he's gonna be way more efficient. So I want to see that. I know he's gonna grab that. I know he's gonna get it too.
Keith Hunter, thank you for your time. Appreciate taking time out of our sparring. We've been talking to pro wrestling fans.